time now for Coming In Hot with Brent Wallace and former Ottawa Senator Jason York.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Brent Wallace alongside the smartest man in hockey, Beef Yorkie, as we like to call him, Jason York.
Hello, Wally.
Hi.
How are you doing today? I just use a British accent there.
Well,
Where'd that come from?
Whatever you got to do to get you ready for the show. Today is good. We were at the rink this morning. No skate, although it looked like Brady was on the ice. I know he didn't skate yesterday, so his skates were wet in his stall, so we figured that he was out for a twirl. Travis Hamonic skated, and so did Anton Forsberg. That's because we have freed JBD. Finally.
Well, you know what happened?
And now it's going to be a big winning streak. Yeah, go ahead.
You know what happened? I believe when I was listening to the Steve Stais interview, I heard someone from the back row said, "When are we going to see JBD?" Was that you?
I might have been. I just demanded answers.
I want JBD. Wally said from the back row. You must have more pull than people think.
I don't know, but I appreciate you thinking that way. I just I figured. Listen, so Travis, for all the things he does really well, doesn't like to offer up very much to the Ottawa media when we ask questions like, "Hey, is Noah Gregor gonna play?" Noah Gregor's in a non-contact jersey, and we're being treated like it's a maintenance day or he's day to day.
Well, come on, that's just common sense. If someone's got a no contact jersey on, they're not playing.
Right. So you could, if you're Travis Green, you could say he's not ready to play right now. He's dealing with an injury, but here we are. So anyway,
it's all how you phrase the questions. Travis, I know that Gregor's not playing because he's wearing a non-contact jersey. So when do you think he'll be back?
No. So I asked him 2 days ago an update on Gregor. I said, wearing a non-contact jersey. He's like, well, he might play in the next game. I'm like, that's in 2 days. He's not playing in 2 days if he's wearing a non-contact. Anyway,
he's just having some fun with you because he knows you're wound tight. Hey, listen, I know we've got Ian joining us later on the show. I was over at Altea playing pickleball. Guess who I ran over to? I ran over to your good buddy, the Duke. Oh, remember the Duke? The Duke of pickleball?
Duke doesn't want to play pickleball with me ever again.
The Duke has said he's going to be the best player at Altea. He'll be the Duke of Altea. So he's got a big match at 4. After the show, I'm going over to watch him play.
So it's funny you talk about Altea, and I know your brother is I don't know what exact position, owner or part owner. I've seen a video from one of my friends posted, and they said it's so big in here, I can't find the washrooms just yet.
It's nuts. It
looks beautiful.
It's really cool. It's I would, you know what? Christmas presents for everybody. Altea membership start of the new year. Oh. You can never spend enough on your health, Wally.
Okay, fair enough. So Ian's going to join us about 3:30. He's got a meeting that he's got to be in, and then he's going to hop in and join us. We haven't spoken since he took on that new role as VP of Communications with the Ottawa Senators. Right. So we'll find out what it's like with him. And then we got to get you set for the game. Plus, at some point, I'm just going to ask you to we're going to give away tickets to the Calgary game, which is on Monday. Now, don't get they're not 100 level tickets. They are 300 level tickets. So if that affects what your decision is, but I'm just telling you right now. And the reason is they're just in my account. I don't know how they got there. So we're going to give them away.
What tickets? They're just sitting there?
Yeah. I logged in yesterday. They had a buy one, get one free. So I bought some tickets to give away in the show. And I went to my account. These other tickets were there. And so I was like, well, let's give them away.
Nice. Well, that's good. I'm going to the game tonight. I'll be there with my son-in-law Blair and a couple of friends up in the alumni box. You know who we're bringing with us? Producer. Do we call him producer? No, is he reporter? Eric. What's his title? What's Eric's title?
He's depends on the day. But
creative department.
No, you guys are with your creative department yesterday and that ridiculous word association.
The game was listen for people that haven't listened to yesterday's show. Little bit of a time everybody was mourning the Sens loss, but if you haven't listened to yesterday's show, do yourself a favor.
So good.
The stories from Andreas Johansson, maybe all timers. Some of those stories, Wally, were fantastic. The Jagger stories.
I had people come up to me today about it. Yeah, at the rink, they were there. They were like, "That stuff is fantastic." So he has been requested to come back on.
Yep.
Okay, so I've completely lost my train of thought. What we were just getting at, but
we're talking about Mendes. We were talking about Altia. We were talking about you asking tough questions.
Oh, reporter Eric.
Reporter Eric, yes.
So he's supposed to be reporter, but he hasn't actually been doing any of the reporter stuff. So he's supposed to go to the rink and ask people questions. I gave him a mic flat, everything, and he's just collecting a paycheck.
Well, whenever I call him, he answers the phone. Like he's working on something as we speak. He's working on something for Charlie's Choice, our new hit segment where Charlie picks her winner of each and every Sens game. She's got a doozy for today, I'll tell you. Took a lot of thought into today's pick. Well, she's a big Mark Stone fan. She loves Mark Stone. Stoner's got a couple. Stoner, I think, has got 2 or 3 dogs and a big dog guy. And like dog, she knows that. So it's dogs always cheer for the people that love them.
Mark Stone not in the lineup tonight. Either is Ben Hutton, a local boy, also not in the lineup either.
Big Hut's a good guy, Brent Hutton.
Yeah. So let's get into the game. So the news of JBD coming in, Travis Hamonic coming up. There's been so much made and noise around this. I don't want to belittle the position, but it's not like he's the top defenseman on the Ottawa Senators team. But a lot of people and mainly analytics people really want to see Jacob Bernard-Docker in the lineup paired with Tyler Kleven. And so we'll see what happens tonight.
Are his analytics good? I haven't even looked at them.
Well, when you compare them to one Mr. Travis Hamonic, yes.
Well, anybody you've talked to, well, you were there at the press conference, Steve Staios, right from the top dog. Travis Hamonic's been good. He's not coming out because he's playing poorly. And I said this yesterday, Bernard-Docker is going to get his opportunity. It's just, when was the time right? Now the time's right. Put him in the lineup, see how he does. At some point too, I'll bet you Tyler Kleven comes out of the lineup. We'll give him a break. He'll have a little bit of a downturn at some time.
Maybe, yeah.
Something will happen. That's what happens. It's a long season. It's a huge adjustment. Somebody playing their first full season in the National Hockey League. I guarantee you, something will happen along the line. And
January-ish when they hit a little
wall.
It's
just everybody when they're young, not everybody, but most players hit a wall, and it's not a bad thing. So we're a Canadian market. What else are we going to discuss but the 6D?
Well, yeah.
Hey, the team's lost 3 in a row, but the biggest thing to talk about is, damn it, we'd be not on a 3-game losing streak if we would have had Bernard-Docker in the lineup.
We can discuss Bernard-Docker. We can discuss Brady Tkachuk. We can discuss Linus Ullmark. We'll get to. So let's just get to. Here is the reason for Travis Green. If I'm not mistaken, I sent this clip to Jake. Here's the reason that Travis Green is playing Jacob Bernard-Docker today.
What went into the decision to give JBD a shot tonight?
Yeah, it just felt like it was time. I think it has nothing to do with Hammer's play. I think Hammer's had a great start to the season. But also JBD's been out a little bit, and there comes a point where if you don't get a guy in, you start to worry about, will it be too long for when he does go in? I thought he played a good game in Vegas, which played into the decision, and happy for him that he's back in, and full of confidence that him and Clev will be good tonight.
So there you go, Yorkie. And it is. There's a lot of times you've heard coaches say we've got to play them so they don't sit and get them in the lineup, and that's the same thing we talk about with backup goalies, about finding them a spot in the schedule.
Do you know I've kind of missed seeing in the lineup? Zach Stopchuk. I really liked how he was playing. I just found him very dependable, very smart, and getting better and better each game.
So who are you taking out?
Who would I have taken out?
Yeah,
I would have taken Cousins out of the lineup. That's what I would have done. But there's different reasons for different things. I do believe Cousins' value will come larger as the season goes on and you get into tighter games where there's more pressure, and a guy like like Cousins, who's been in those games, his value will come out in those types of games when you need guys to not get too uptight, not get too high. You've been in that position before, and that's when. And that's the thing. That's what everybody's hoping. That's what the fan base is hoping. That's what Steve Stais is hoping. That's what Travis Green. That this team is still, as Travis Green likes to say, in the fight. That they're still in the fight by the time there's 10 games left in the season, and you still have a chance to make the playoffs. Then, to me, that's when a guy like Cousins will his importance will grow. But early on in the season, it's always tough evaluating early on in the season, especially for young guys and even for older guys too, because a lot of times older guys, it's just the games. They've been in a lot of meaningful games. They've been in the Stanley Cup. They won a Stanley Cup where it's not that it's not important. It's just, it's tough to explain it, but you see it a lot with older players.
By the way, I appreciate you hijacking it from where we were at JBD to Nick Cousins. But anyway, I still wanted to get to here before you do anything else. Jake, can we play the clip from JPT?
We got him.
Yeah,
it's hard, but I think I mean, in the long run, maybe it's something good for me. It's kind of made me sit down and I don't know. I think it's good to face adversity every once in a while and just to be able to kind of develop a strong mindset. And like I said, it's been hard, but I'm pumped to get back in.
Are you pleased with your game up to the point where you got taken out?
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, I was. Obviously, there's always things you want to improve on, and I think tonight coming in, I don't want to dip my toe in the water, and hopefully just step right back to where I was and be hard to play against and move pucks quick and hopefully just settle in right away.
Jacob, what kind of a mental perspective have you had these past couple of weeks?
Yeah, I mean, I think just every bag skate, every workout, it's just been how can I get better and find areas to work on my game while I'm not playing, and how can I treat my body right and do those things away from the rink so that when I am put back in, I can do well and help the team.
So,
me too. And he's handling it the right way. The only thing I'll disagree with a little bit here, don't take this the wrong way, there's not really any adversity he's battling right now. You're just out of the lineup for a little bit. No, you're not. No, you're not. So adversity would be if he hadn't been let's say he got off to a horrible start to the season, or he's lost his game. He's been sent, try going to be sent down to the minors for a while, and then you're not getting called up for months and months. That's
okay.
adversity.
Hang on a sec. All right. So I can appreciate your point of view, but I will say, when you are a high-end player, you've never had to come out of the lineup. You've always been in a top pairing. You've always been the guy. So the adversity for him is to adjust to being told you're not good enough. You're not good enough to be in the lineup right now. So you have to. You missed out on drills. You sit in practice. You watch other guys. You want to be part of that. That is adversity.
Let's back up the truck here, Wally. I'm not. Jacob Bernard-Docker is not a high-end player in the NHL. Every single guy that got to the NHL was a high-end player from where they came. So he has yet to prove he's a high-end player in the league.
No. Coming to the NHL, he was a high-end player. That's my point.
Well, everybody is.
Yorkie, you're not listening.
But the point is, there's no.
I get to finish my point.
To me, there's no adversity here. This is adversity. This is like a little bump in the road, a little blimp on the radar. Just get back in the lineup and play and play like you were before, and things will be fine.
To him, it's adversity. It may not be to you. It may not be to the guy that played 800 NHL games. It is adversity to the guy trying to find his way in the league. So that, yes, is adversity for him. That's all.
I'll tell you what adversity is. Adversity is showing up to training camp when you've played 600 games in the league and you get sent down to the dressing room to dress with the AHL guys, and then told to practice by yourself every day for 2 weeks, and then you don't know you're going to be on the team, and then you get sent down to the minors, and then you get traded for $1 and you got to prove that's adversity.
That's adversity for you.
But that's real. That's real adversity. This is, but that's the way players are right now. It's anyways.
I'm not, you can't compare the two. Just let him have the adversity for him. That's all he knows. Same with me.
It's minor adversity.
Fair enough. Listen, it doesn't matter the level. He just has to battle through it. That still changes your mindset. It still has an impact on you mentally.
The thing with Jacob Bernard, and I can't believe we're spending 10 minutes on this. He hasn't played poorly. Everyone said he hasn't played poorly. He's just in a numbers game. So it's not that he's not liked here. It's just Travis Hamonic had a good training camp. Travis Hamonic's an older player, so he got the benefit of the doubt to start. Now he's going to play tonight, and if he plays well, he'll earn more time to play. That's what it's all about.
The message is, if we thought we could win with you, you would be in the lineup, and it's not.
Yeah.
That's a mental mind fuck.
If that's a mind fuck, then you shouldn't be in the NHL. Trust me.
I didn't say he should quit hockey.
But it's not a mental mind fuck. It's
Okay.
a numbers game.
Okay, we're moving on. Linus Ullmark is in goal. The Ottawa Senators, by the way, have not scored first in 10 games. 1-8-1. In fact, they're 0-7-1 in the last 8 games in which they've allowed the first goal. How much of a focal point, and I think it's high, but how much of a focal point is on Linus Ullmark right now to make sure this team I know he can't affect how the guys skate up front, but for this team to get off to a good start.
Huge. There's a ton of pressure on him. They're going right back to him, Wally. So he just gave up 5. He hasn't had a last couple starts. You go back to the Toronto-Boston games were good, but he's trying to find his game right now. So I agree with putting him back in tonight. I think this is the right move because I think it's a good challenge. And this is when Ullmark has to step up. Like, they can't afford to lose another game tonight and go 2 games under 500 and make it 4 games in a row. You lose 4 games in a row, especially on home ice again. The little glass button there for the panic button, the button's not going to get pressed, but the glass thing's so that thing's usually behind glass, Wally. You shouldn't even have that out. It's dangerous what you're doing right now.
It
Put
sits
that
over
away.
there. It's
Put
almost
that
within
away.
reach, or it's almost out of reach, but it's close.
Put that away. But my point is, once that's back in its proper place in the wall, protected by a glass covering, that you have to press another button to open the glass covering to get to the panic button. The glass covering might open up if things don't go well tonight. And I like, let's be honest. What do you think? Like, I just think this is a big game for Linus Ullmark. I think it's really important that he plays well tonight.
So I think it's everybody, right? It's on Brady, it's on Linus, it's on Jake Sanderson, Thomas Chabot, Tim Stützle. I think this has to be a show me what you've got. Travis and we brought this up in yesterday's show. Travis Hamonic said at the end of practice, "Show me the passion." Right?
Yeah,
he's challenging them to bring their game, and I just don't know how you cannot show up. But they're facing a very tough out in Vegas, who has owned the Ottawa Senators. I know they're coming off 2 straight losses. They lost last night in Toronto, but that's a really good hockey team to try and go up against.
Good team, missing their captain. They're a good team at home. Like, their home record is way better than their road record. I think their road record, they're under 500.
But in Ottawa, they've lost like 1 of 9 games or so. I'll tell you in a sec.
I saw that. They've had some good success here in Ottawa, but I do believe Ottawa is playing different hockey this year.
1-5.
Oh boy, I do believe this is like. I do believe we're seeing a different defensive structure.
Yes,
just look at the underlying numbers. The underlying numbers are good. They're not giving up as many high danger chances. They're not giving up stuff they used to give up in the past.
Yeah.
So that's why I keep going back. This is an important night for your starting goaltender that you signed in the summer, and you just, for all parties concerned, for himself, for Linus, for his teammates, for everybody. I think it's really, really important. He has a big night tonight, and just put the skeptics. Everyone's then it's off to the next game, but at least for a day or two, he's back and hopefully get on a roll here. So, but I do believe, Wally, when I watch this team play, I see the differences on how they used to play in the past. I see the improvement of the defensive structure. I see the improvement in the neutral zone. There's still mistakes. Every team makes mistakes, But I'm not seeing the glaring big mistakes that I really saw last year at the beginning of the season. I remember when we doing the show, we did replays at the beginning last year of the blatant guys that were left wide open in front of the net. We're like, why is that guy so open? And why is this? Where now we're saying, well, McDavid at the side of the net just got loose at the last minute to bang that home. Well, that's the best player in the world getting loose, scoring. Like I find
Can I
teams.
ask you?
Yeah, go ahead.
About those, there's two plays. One is the Thomas Chabot being danced, if you will, by Evan Bouchard. I'll call it being danced. You tell me what you saw. Two is the Connor McDavid goal at the side of the net, which comes off of Linus Ullmark's pad, if I'm not mistaken. Jake Sanderson is there. So I'm just curious if Sanderson can play that any differently, or is he puck watching?
So here's the thing: when pucks get thrown at the net, and that was kind of a medium speed shot, if I can recall, like it was kind of thrown off the far pad.
Yes,
it was like the perfect storm, because when the puck's thrown there, nobody really knows where the rebound's going to go. That was just perfect for McDavid. It was the perfect bounce laterally right over to him. Because as a defenseman, you always want to have inside position. You want to have inside position. You want to be closer to the net than the other guy. So Sanderson had better position. Like that, if that rebound's lying out in front of the net, he's got McDavid boxed out. Like he does have him boxed out. It's just it's the rebound, unfortunately, goes out to the outside and right to McDavid. And Sanderson does try to recover, but people have no idea how hard it is. Going box out, which way you boxing out? Because you're not allowed to grab guys anymore. You're not allowed to cross-check guys down. Like it's really tough to take guys in front of the nets, and it's a guessing game of where that rebound's going to come. So to me,
quickly,
that happens. That just happens sometimes, Wally. And I don't think Sanderson even was that bad on the play.
Well, that's why I was curious. I thought he was fine, but under your, I guess, veteran eyes of playing the sport, I was just curious if he was still in the right spot. I thought he was. It's just he can't be everywhere to do everything.
Like you can't. It's not like the old days where you could just put the seatbelt around the guy, and it is McDavid. And so to your other one on Chabot, that's just that's two bad things. Bad job in the neutral zone. I believe it was Nick Cousins who made it easy for Bouchard to come right through the neutral zone, and then you got to call a spade a spade. Chabot played that horribly. He got caught reaching. He didn't think Bouchard was going to continue on because Bouchard's not a skating beat you one-on-one type of player. And I think he just assumed he was going to shoot. He dragged him, and then it was too late. And he played it very poorly. And then Ullmark was deep in his net. You could have used a save there. So three mistakes. You got neutral zone Cousins, Chabot, and then it was a breakaway, but tough goal.
All right. Quickly, I know Mendes will join us in a sec. We still got to get to Charlie's Choice. This show proudly presented to you by Charm Diamond Centers, owned and operated since 1972 with more than 85 locations across the country through Charm and its sister brands. Get custom ring building delivered in less than 4 weeks with the Charm Masterpiece program and an unbeatable pricing policy. Speaking of 4 weeks, we're getting close to the Santa showing up. Check out a large selection of Canadian lab-grown diamonds, mined diamonds, and don't pay until 2025 with their instant in-store financing on approved credit. For more information, go to charmdiamondcenters.com. Chosen forever, Charm Diamond Center. By the way, we at some point we'll have to have like a Christmas special or a show. You have to have a Christmas sweater.
Yeah, we wear them last year? I thought we had the
Christmas. But I don't expect you to remember last week, let alone last year. So I'm just telling you.
I made you a special Christmas sweater, which I still have, by the way. I think I wore that one. It's the salty Wally Christmas sweater. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm gonna wear that again. I love that sweater.
Okay, so as we get into talking about this matchup and the things, let's just get to. Should we just do Charlie's Choice right now? Okay, so Jake, let's do BEI and Bet365, and then we'll get to Charlie's Choice.
Okay, all right. Well, as always, thanks to BEI, Bonnechere Excavating Incorporated, your heavy civil contractor that let's just call a spade a spade. Well, they're the best in the city at what they do, and they're always helping to shape the Ottawa Valley. You can use them for equipment rentals, aggregate topsoil, custom crushing and screening, as well as hot mix paving. So when you're planning your next project, consider BI for all your aggregate supply needs. You can reach them at 613-432-1120 or on the web at bonishirexcavating.com. And please, as always, slow down in construction zones.
This show proudly brought to you by Bet365, proud partner of Coming In Hot. Open an account today with Bet365. Bet on a huge range of markets. So whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Use code NATION. Must be 19 years of age or older. Please play responsibly. Download the app today. And of course, the odds are, I believe, in Vegas's favor. Do we have that board, Jake? Oh, there we are. No, the money line has the Ottawa Senators winning this game tonight.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Interesting. I thought it was the other way around. By the way, the best bet boost I saw was Ottawa win, Claude Giroux to score a goal, and Ottawa to score the first 3 goals. Plus 600.
Plus 600.
Yeah.
Are you taking that action?
So one of these days, right? You're going to have one of these games where it's a breakout game and you're just going to feel like everything's going in. I think it's I think it's tonight. What does Charlie have to say, Yorkie?
Well, let's find out.
All right, Charlie, it's that time of the day. It's time for Charlie's Choice. You came out of the gate smoking, 1-0 with your wise prediction, Edmonton beating Ottawa last game, but it's a tough one tonight. We've got Vegas at Ottawa. We've got 2 cookies right there. We've got a beautiful Christmas tree as our backdrop. A little early for the tree, but you know what? We're festive around the house here at the York household. Charlie, moment of truth is here. You got Vegas, no Mark Stone in the lineup. They lost last night to Toronto. And you got Ottawa, who has now lost 3 in a row. So, who's it going to be? Who are you picking for tonight's game? Who are you going with? Without hesitation, she's going with the Ottawa Senators. And there you have it, folks.
There you have it. There you have it.
We'll see.
She was tough, eh? Like she was really hoping Stoner would be in town. She loves Mark Stone. But, he's a man of the people, right? She knows that.
Well, she would want a man of the dog.
Yeah.
I'm just case. Can we get to the tree first? The tree is up, eh?
We've had the tree up. We put it up last weekend.
Wow.
I had actually nothing to do with the putting up of the tree, but we will do when the kids get home from school. When Jack and Matthew get home from school, we'll do a night where we all decorate the tree, Wally, and then we do gingerbread house building together as a family. Everyone gets their gingerbread station, and then everybody has to put together their gingerbread house, and we have a contest for best gingerbread house.
So the gingerbread house to me is stupid. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't. So you spend $800 on candy and then you never eat it.
What are you? Bah humbug. Are you like the old Christmas Scrooge? You're the Grinch. You're like the Grinch. This gingerbread house is stupid. How can a gingerbread house be stupid?
It doesn't make sense.
It's all about because you decorate it in the Christmas spirit. You get like a little snowman in the front lawn. You put candy cane rooftops. You get like sugar balls dancing around the windows. Come on, Wally. No. Look at you, old Grinch.
No. Okay. Before
Bah humbug.
So Ian is here. So quickly, just email the show at cihsends@gmail.com for tickets to the Flames game. Just say, I want to go. It's not the first person in. We'll just pick a winner. I will give people an option who listen to the show a bit later to get in and have a say and have a chance to enter. Okay. So cihsends@gmail.com. I want to go. Without further ado now, because he's busy. It's game day. And he's now like a corporate guy. He's got an office. He's got his name on the door. Okay. He's got people that work for him. Ian, our good friend.
What's going on, gentlemen? You know what? You never know who's going to pop into my office, eh?
Oh, wow. Are you in trouble?
I am in trouble.
Wow.
Get him in there, boys.
How are you?
Hey, the big boss man. What's going on, boys?
Not bad, not bad. Nice evening last night, Jason. At the Chio Gala.
That was a great night, wasn't it? With the stuff for Chio. How about the guest speaker last night? Talking about his trials and tribulation. My God, Just an awesome.
What an incredible story. Talking about he used the words grit and resilience.
Yep.
And I asked him for a copy of that tape. I'd like the players to listen to this.
That's a great idea.
It was just so fitting. But it's a beautiful venue. Except I went to the National Arts Center first, so I whoops, wrong venue. So I'm still learning. Being part of Ottawa, I'm still learning the ropes. But it was a great evening and great people. And Brent, I didn't see you there, but that's probably why there's so many great people.
He's out. Yeah, he's gone. Roasting and out of there.
Oh, wait. Hold on. He's got one more. Just remember, I'm not a bird feeder guy.
Oh, he knows what's going on.
Leave it on the high. You never know who's going to pop into the office.
Wow.
Okay. Ian, were you listening to our conversation earlier? I don't know if you're listening.
No.
This guy thinks gingerbread houses are stupid.
Oh, Brent?
Yes, stupid. Like, it's a gingerbread house, for God's sake.
You're like gingerbread bird feeder talk now too?
Well, at Christmas time, we do a gingerbread house contest where every member of the family gets to build a gingerbread house, and you decorate it. You've got gumdrops and you've got jujubes and candy canes. Then we take pictures and we have eggnog and you have some bonding. And Wally's like, "That's gingerbread houses are stupid."
Like, it's if there's a modern day Ebenezer Scrooge, it's this guy.
Right?
Yeah, bah humbug.
Oh God!
Can we move on?
Okay, so before we move on, Ian, it's been 3 years. You let this guy back in the building. What is the vibe like with Wally cruising around the Canadian Tire Center?
You know what? We should have just had Michael here to maybe talk about rescinding his credentials, because he's back here like it's 2012. He's buzzing around, asking tough questions, leading scrums. No, but it has been, in all honesty, it's been great. And I think what we love is that I think your audience is really benefiting from the access, right? Like you're able to have, and I'll give you a great example. And I don't know if Wally shared this or not, but like just yesterday, I think it was yesterday, he's sitting there with Josh Norris and Drake Batherson, and I want to say it was a good 15-minute conversation, maybe 20 minutes. And to the point where I was like, get out of here. You're in the room too long. But it's great because those are the types of interactions. It's relationship building. It's trust building. So, Wally can have those conversations with Josh, with Drake Batherson. Then he can take it back and he can come in and tell the audience here a little bit about that. And he's got a little bit more, I guess, perspective and a nuanced look at the team. So I think it's great. As much he asks tough questions though. He does.
All right. I'm gonna have to make my way down there. I'm worried now about these talks. About he might start pushing people. I'm gonna have to come down and supervise these talks. Okay, now last question. What about Wally Vision? Is there some kind of copyrights going on here? Like that camera's everywhere.
Hold on. Last question. I just jumped on here.
I don't know.
Last question on roasting Wally here.
Oh, on roasting Wally. Yeah, Wally. I wonder if we should go to some of the NHL guidelines and see if he's illegally streaming here. If there's like a rights, but he never live streams it, right? He just puts it up.
Yep.
Wally Vision.
I don't know if I'm allowed to live stream practice.
You're not allowed?
I don't know.
No, I don't. Remember when the Leafs had Leafs TV and they were streaming practices every day? Kind of crazy.
So I thought, it's funny you say that. I thought yesterday of doing a live stream for practice, and I'm like, I don't know that I can. So I didn't do it. We should probably
That's one of those beg for forgiveness instead of asking for permission.
That's right. I don't know what happened.
I don't know. I thought I could do it.
I just want to get off talking about me for a sec, please. How are things now? Is it weird for you? I know you worked for the Sens before, but is it still? How long did it take to adjust to being back there working for the team?
It's still, honestly, Wally, it's still an adjustment. I say with my Senators lapel pin on my jacket here. I said this to somebody the other day. Like, I've only been here not even 3.5 months. it feels like a year, doesn't it? In some ways, it feels like, oh yeah, but it's still an adjustment. I think it's going to take, I think, a full season of being here to fully appreciate that I'm on this side of the fence. Just from a mindset perspective. But it's been great. Like the transition's been smooth, as you just saw there. I was about to start. I just fired up the laptop and I had my door locked, or not locked, but shut. And usually around here, when you have your door shut, that means don't come in. I'm thinking, who's just opening my door? I'm like, oh, I guess he's allowed to open my door.
Yeah. If there's one guy.
If there's one guy, it's him. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Do you now feel the weight of losses and wins more than ever?
Yes, in that and I'm being honest when I say this before, and I don't mean this in a derogatory way. I mean, I didn't care if the team won or lost. Like, it wasn't my job to be emotionally invested. I cared for the fans. Like, I got to the point probably around 2019, 2021. You're like, okay, enough losing. I'd like to see some winning. But I didn't care from the perspective of it didn't affect me one way or the other. Now I do feel like it affects me in the sense of, like, everyone's just in a better. Yorkie knows this from being a player, and Wally, you know this from being around it. Like, just everyone's a lot in a better mood. Like, when you win, everything's easier to pitch somebody on, hey, would you coming in hot on the podcast? Would you do this? Would you do that? And when you lose, boy, it feels like everything's down. So you do absolutely start to feel it. And I'll tell you, the thing that's going to take me still some time to get used to is, like, the cheering for the team. Like, it feels weird still. Like, I'm coming around to it now. Like, now I'm like, okay, yeah, there's a goal. It felt so weird opening night. I remember, I think Tim scored that. Was that opening night? Yeah, Timmy scored that empty netter where he raced down against Barkov. And thankfully, Barkov wasn't hurt too bad. But I remember thinking, like, oh, damn, I'm supposed to be happy. This is really, really weird. So it's taken me some time, and I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Yeah, because you go to having to say, like, we, because you're in the media, you never ever discuss the Sens as a we.
No.
And then now it's for you, like, oh yeah, we won tonight, or we're doing this, or I just think it's a huge adjustment.
So when they score now, is it kind of like when you make a nice shot in pickleball, you do a little fist pump like
You've seen the pickleball fist pump.
I've seen it. Hey, you gotta play your nemesis, the Duke, one more time. You're gonna need a rematch there.
Okay, I'm in.
I'm gonna set it up. We'll get it going. You and your little two-handed style, you're like everywhere.
A little left hand. I look Alfie can do that too, and he's even far more impressive than I am with the sort of the ambidextrous left and right hand.
Alfie, I don't know if you heard about this. He is opening up 3 padel courts later on
in the East End.
Yeah, it's going to be near the Richcraft Sensplex, right in that little area. I was talking to him last night, and he says hopefully they're going to open up in January.
Yeah, I think it's right after the New Year. Yeah.
They work every day together, Yorkie. How do they not talk?
Oh, he's coaches.
He knows everything.
He's a coach. Yeah.
Coaches are in their own world.
Okay, fine. I'm curious. You knew almost all those players, covering them when you were given the job or accepted the job. What was the reaction like to guys you've known forever, like Brady and Josh and Thomas? Did they find it weird?
Yeah, it's a great question. So the first week that I came in, that's when Brady was working out in Ottawa. You remember he came up early in the summertime, and I got to tell you, like, the first interaction I had with him was with Sylvain St. Laurent, who's with the PR department, and myself, and we're walking down the hallway, and Brady was working out, and he saw that we were there. He stopped his workout and he came out, and he gave us a huge kind of handshake, pat on the back. Welcome aboard, boys. So good to have you. We're super excited to work with you. And then, later that week, or I think the week after, we had a meeting with him. I said, I'd love to pick your brain on how things have gone, what you like, or whatever. And we sat down with him, and he was so complimentary of his of the previous staff that was here, and Brian Morris and Chris Moore, and how much they did for him. And that gave us a good insight into kind of, what he liked. But at the end of the conversation, we were talking about it, And I think I said to Brady something along the lines of, part of the reason why I took this job was, I really believed in, what Michael Andlauer was trying to do with the vision. And I said, Brady, I really believed in your team as well. And he stopped me. He says, you know what, Ian, you mean you believe in our team? And I thought, wow, okay. Well, when you talk about saying we and you and all that, that really helped out. And he's been terrific to deal with. I've watched him, the amount of stuff he does away from the cameras, in particular when we went to Sudbury. I think he must have signed 1,000 autographs for kids. And that's the thing that you don't see all the time, is when you're on this side, the amount of stuff those guys do, not for cameras, not for publicity, but just do it because it's the right thing. So the guys have been really good. I was curious, like, what's it going to be like? Because I think I covered them in a pretty fair manner in the last 3-4 seasons, but it hasn't been fun, right? It hasn't been overly positive, but I've tried to take the time to get to know each guy, even when I was a reporter. And I think that helped, having, going to Tim Stutzle's house in Germany helped, going to, Shane Pinto's house in Long Island helped, going to visit Jake Sanderson at North Dakota helped. Like, you're building relationships. I always say, don't build friendships with players, build relationships. I don't think any guy on this team, past or present, has ever said, oh yeah, Ian's my friend. But I think they would say, I've got a relationship with Ian, not a friendship. And that's always been my goal.
I love that story, and it's when Brady says to you, "It's our team." Did you bring it in? Did you bring it in for a hug? Bring it in here. Let's go. Hug it out. Eh?
Well, the reason he said that was Mendes was wearing that big foam finger that says like #1 fan.
#1 fan.
Okay. All right, this has been on my mind for a while, because I've noticed there's somebody in scrums now asking a lot of tough questions to Travis Green. A lot of tough questions. What does Travis Green think of one Brent Wallace?
Oh God,
does he even like him?
Don't answer this.
Does he even like him? That's a great question. You know what though, and I think, and hopefully it's come through a bit now. Like, I think. Like today's media session was a great example. Like, I even told Travis today, I said, I thought that was one of your best media sessions of the year. I thought you were super insightful.
It was really good.
Yeah, I thought he was engaging. And I think there's a little bit more comfort, and I don't blame him. Like, he came from Vancouver, where I will maintain this. I think, and I'm a Vancouver guy, grew up in Vancouver, so I know the market. I think it's as tough a market as there is in the NHL. I think
I agree.
Weirdly, because when you think of the West Coast, it should be like a chill vibe.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're chill about everything except their hockey team. Like, it's crazy.
They rage in Vancouver. They get like they're very passionate,
angry, and it's the least West Coast thing ever. But I would put Vancouver up there with Toronto, Montreal, and wherever else you want to say as a tough media market. And Travis went through that, and I think when you go through that, you probably, you're going to be on guard, or at least you're going to be thinking, okay, like, this is how the media operates in every city. And I don't think that that's the way it is in Ottawa. I think it's a little different. I think the fan bases and the media are super passionate here, but I don't think that same layer of negativity is baked into the culture here with the fans and the media. I'm not saying that we don't have at times a critical fan base and a critical media, but I think usually it comes from a fair place. Whereas in Vancouver, sometimes it feels a touch unhinged everywhere.
Personal.
It does. And so, but I think he's been really good. I told him today, this was your best media session. And I thought he was really good. But if you're asking, he hasn't complained about Wally.
Who is that friggin' crusty guy over there?
Wait, has anybody
complained about Wally?
Yeah, asking for a friend.
Yeah, of course.
No one's complained.
I mean, we talk about you all the time as a PR staff.
So, by the way, Yorkie, just so you know, veteran reporter guy brought Starbucks gift cards for all the members of the PR staff early on.
You did? That's you. You're veteran. You're veteran PR.
Look at this. He's patting himself on the back.
I'm just trying to. I just understood. You got to be nice to the people, and so I just wanted to say thanks for letting me back in the building.
That's a good call. call.
We do have a member of our staff who has ruffled some feathers, in particular at the Gatineau experience when you brought the team over there. I'm
Oh.
just curious, your thoughts on reporter Eric.
Eric, yeah. He did ruffle some feathers, for sure. When we were in Gatineau, he was just sort of like in stealth reporter mode. Like he's just jumping up and interviewing people, and but he's a passionate guy, right?
Yes.
That's not really a compliment, is it? Like for me, he's a passionate guy.
He's a passionate guy. Yeah, let's
Right
leave
now
it.
he's cowering somewhere.
Yeah.
He's in the fetal position.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep
So
giving.
I haven't even look. Are we getting some comments here, or like what's?
Oh yeah, you haven't joined the chat?
Oh, sorry. Now I've got. You know what? Because I can join you guys here for a few more minutes. Here's what I would love to do with you guys. Like honestly, this is where I think hopefully. Did we lose Yorkie? Finally, the
What
dead
just
weight.
happened?
Dead weight is gone. You know what I would love is this is the opportunity for fans. Like I want to hear your feedback, your complaints, if they're complaints, whatever. Like this is a great opportunity for that. So whether it's in the chat, but even from you, Wally, like what are you hearing from your listeners in terms of like, man, I wish the team did this better, or I wish the team did that better, or whatever. Like again, I'm happy to read the comments, but
there's been one early on. Just there was a question asked if there was an update on the Bell Rogers blackout nonsense.
Okay, and so I'm glad that this got asked, and I really want this to be something where we are accountable, we're transparent, and the one thing I've realized, boy, fans are really upset and irate, and why wouldn't you be, right? Like it's 2024, it should be pretty frictionless for you to watch a hockey game in your own market. So I can tell you that I think we're inching closer to a solution. So the way it's been explained to me, and the way I've kind of explained it on social media and people have done, is that your location is tied to your IP address. And what I've now learned that I didn't know until 3 weeks ago is that your IP address isn't necessarily tied to your actual physical location. That you could live in Orleans and your IP address is tied to Kitchener or Waterloo. Right. And the problem is when you go to watch the game, your system thinks you're in Kitchener or Waterloo, even though you're in the Glebe or you're in Arnprior or Kempville or wherever. And it's maddening. So I know that the folks at Bell have been working diligently on this, and they are working hard towards a solution, and we're inching there. And what was encouraging was last game, Wally, I got 3 or 4 tweets from people saying issues solved. But I don't think it's everybody. And I want people to understand that until it's solved for everybody, we're not going to stop beating the drum, but we're inching closer to it. Even though I guess Joe says it's not an issue. Joe, what's the issue? Then tell me an issue that you want to hear about, Joe. I love the hot water comment. That's my favorite. My favorite. Put hot water. You know that in the 100 level that there is, like when I use the go to wash my hands in the washroom here, it's warm water now.
What was it before?
It wasn't.
It's just cold.
I'm going to say
I didn't know that.
Tepid water.
Tepid. Yeah. Yeah. It was minus 62 before.
Yeah. I love this because now I'm taking over your podcast. But Buck is asking, where do you guys come down on individual goal songs for players? Yay or nay?
Me?
I like it.
No, I like the Rangers. Like the Rangers is the one goal song, right? Where the fans get into it when they're announcing it, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like I would prefer a 1 goal song for all goals.
Really?
I like everybody having their own song. Everybody has their own little song. I like that.
Back in the day, if you think about it, like Alfie had Beautiful Day. Remember Mike Fisher? Mike Fisher had, I think it was 1,000 Foot Crutch was the band, and they wrote a Mike Fisher goal song. Marian Hossa had his, like, there was something cool about it. It's almost like a walk-up song for hitters in baseball, right?
Yeah. No, I think it's great. I think it brings something to the entertainment value, and to me, it makes a connection with that player and the fan.
I just think I think it's good. I'm a big fan of it.
I see
Depends on
the
the song.
bring back danger flutes. This might be the most
You can't read the comments
polarizing
anymore.
thing. Hey,
You can't read the comments anymore.
what do you mean? This is great.
Just-
I can't tell you how much I love. Like, if you told me that every week I could come onto your show and all we did was read, and again, I don't want this to come across as complaint. It's feedback.
Okay.
It's feedback,
Well-
and some of it's negative, and that's what you got to live with. That, like, as an organization, you got to live with negative feedback, and that's the only way we're going to get better. So I love it when people, like, the amount of people that say bring back danger flutes. Like, I want you to know I'm listening to that. Like, there's a lot of people that love danger flutes as the intro song.
I agree. I'm with you.
So-
I don't like it when they drop the puck and play it right now off the top.
Because that's how it's folded back in, right?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Listen, a lightning bolt just came. I've got a light bulb on top of my head. I've got something. We do maybe a bi-weekly or monthly segment. We call it Mendes's Mailbox. Wally sings the jingle. Mendes Mailbox. Well, you know, Wally used to be a singer, right? He'll do the jingle. We'll get creative Eric to put a little board up there. We do Mendes Mailbox where people put in the suggestion box. We got it.
Can I get this sponsored? Like David Perron, is he sponsored with you guys?
No, we just give him bags of cash.
Okay.
He gets some sponsors.
Where's my Randy Moss straight cash, homie? I want straight cash. No, but I would 1000% be on board with at doing this right, because look at the inbox right now. Look at the comments coming in, and people just want. And this is what I love. I'm telling you. I know this sounds weird that I love this, but every single fan has one thing they wish would be different, and that's a good thing. Like
a win. We would like
I love
a win.
Yeah.
That's what we'd like to be different. Also, if you could affect lineup changes, we have a lot of that in the chat. So
I'll go in. I'll go into Travis Green's office, and I'll just with my hand, I'll just erase the starting lineup, and I'll write my own in.
Are they still?
No.
I've only been to one or two games. I forget. Are they still playing that song in the stands that they've played forever? What's it called? One-Eyed Sam or whatever.
Cotton-Eyed Joe.
Cotton-Eyed Joe. Is Cotton-Eyed Joe still playing?
One-Eyed Sam.
Did you just call Cotton-Eyed Joe One-Eyed Sam?
Well, I don't know. It's okay. Cotton-Eyed. Is that still going on? Cotton-Eyed Joe.
No, I have not heard Cotton-Eyed Joe this
Thank
season.
God.
I could be wrong. Yeah.
Okay.
Time to retire Cotton-Eyed Joe.
Cameron's asking if we can rip out November from every calendar every year. Don't mind. You know,
it's a bye month.
Today, I would say you guys should have brought me in. You know what it feels like today? This is a Guns N' Roses November rain day, isn't it? Like it's just a cold, like,
rainy.
Everyone's a little bit ornery. Teams lost.
Listen, I was ornery today. I got in it right off the top of the show. I was talking about adversity, and I'm like, that's not adversity. And I don't know. There's something going on right now it's the weather. I think we're all a little cranky. We're all turning on the Wally. We're all getting bitter. We're all getting bitter like this guy. He's rubbing off on us.
Bitterman.
No, don't entertain this.
The Bickertons.
And I see people are asking, like it's funny too, right? And like I talked to some people like DJ Prosper. Some people love him, other people have different. Like it's so interesting to me that everybody has their own tunnel or lens, right? That they look at, and some people love danger flutes, and then some people are like, "Yes, get rid of it." And I'm here for the chaos, is what I'm saying.
I want Lyndon Sluwich to sing every national anthem. I don't want to change. I want it every game.
Do you know what I miss? I miss my afternoon radio with the Bickertons. That's what I miss.
Ian Versage. I heard Versage is coming to the game tonight. So
is he?
Maybe we'll do a Bickertons reunion.
Oh, I love it. So good.
Before we let you go, because we could probably be here all day.
We should be here all day. Let's take this right to puck drop.
I have asked you repeatedly to come on the show, and finally you agreed. So no,
you know what? You have asked me repeatedly.
Just open up the comments. You'll stay. That's all he wants is the comments.
I'm just here for the comments.
At one point, I had tried to negotiate to get Ian to join the show full time. Guess what week we were? It was on a Wednesday. We were supposed to have a meeting. Tuesday, it gets announced that he's accepted a job with the Ottawa Senators.
Yeah.
I know we should have had the meeting a week earlier.
Oh, hey, I got it. Now that you're here's one for you. You should do a reunion for the time there was a cookie limit in the press box. Bring it back for one night. Bring it back.
One night cookie limit with well, we got to explain this story. Pierre Gauthier was the general manager here in the late 90s.
Yeah.
And at the media meal, there used to be a plate of kind of cookies, right, available.
Yep.
But there was a rule put in place, limit one cookie per person. But there's got to be a backstory there. There's got to be like, who was the media member who took multiple cookies?
Yeah. Somebody abused it. It was. They had a big thing of chocolate chip, big nice cookies in there, and somebody took advantage and was hammering at least 5 cookies a night. And I think Gauthier was watching them. He goes, "That's it. One cookie limit. That's it." And he came down at a hard, and it's like, okay, I can only have one cookie from now on.
No, I was told when he showed up, there was no cookies left, and that's what the problem was.
Oh, he snapped.
Yes, he was like, how do I not get a cookie? I'm the damn GM. So I'm blaming Dave Schreiber. That's who I'm going with.
The voice? No,
he's not. Yeah. Let's blame the voice.
I don't think it was the voice. He wouldn't do that.
I think he used to put a couple in his bag to have later.
Hey, you know what? Can I answer this? Can I answer this question from Scott?
Sure.
And Scott's asking if there's any kind of behind the scenes touching moments from, we had our Hockey Fights Cancer night, and I don't believe, I think we're going to share this at some point. Maybe we have, the last day has been kind of crazy. But I know we captured the moment, and I really want the fans to understand how gracious Travis Green was on Tuesday night. So those of you who know Angie Poirier, her family has been going through a really tough time with their son Nash, and he's been in and out of treatment. And so Nash was the young fan who dropped the puck for us on Tuesday night. And it was really like that. There was not a lot of dry eyes when Nash came out, and everyone put their cell phone cameras up. And it was really a truly beautiful moment.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, what you didn't see, and what I'm sure you will see at some point, Travis Green invited Nash. Travis was like kept coming out of his office. When is Nash getting here? Tell me when Nash is here. Where's Nash? Finally, Nash came there, and I said, Travis, here's Nash. Travis says, come on, buddy. Brings him down to our bench, watches warm-ups with him from the bench, and then this was unbelievable. He had Nash read the starting lineup to the team. And with Angie, with Adam, with their daughters there, all of them were in the room, and Nash read the lineup. And Travis stepped out of the room so Nash could have the platform to himself. And I just thought this was so wonderful. And you're going to see it at some point here. We'll share it. But just like Travis to do that and to understand the moment, and it was a beautiful moment. So I appreciate. Now I apologize because I forget who asked the question because it's so fun up in the
That's a great story.
Yeah, and it's
well, one more thing on Travis for people who don't know. So the Ottawa Charge had their press conference there a couple weeks ago, if I'm not about unveiling the jersey. So I'm in the media room when they're setting up. He came up to meet staff and said, I'm trying to get out. I'd love to come down and watch your practice sometime. And they're like, absolutely. Like, you come down, you can be on the ice or do whatever you want. He's like, yeah, I'm looking. And so they're arranging a time to hang out. I just know, like, we always like to jump on people, but he's actually behind the scenes, does a lot of really good things.
He does. And I know, like with the Ottawa Charge, for example, so he's got a really good connection with Mike Hirschfeld, who's their general manager. Mike used to work in the NHL Coaches Association, and so I think him and Travis are quite connected. So I think there's some great opportunities for collaboration there, hopefully with the Ottawa Charge, because I'm so excited that they're coming to have a game in our building. I'm so excited that there's going to be opportunities for us to hopefully amplify their players and their sport, because that's really a great opportunity for us to grow, I think, as an organization.
Absolutely.
Shep asked a question. It's interesting to me because I know the answer. I'm just curious how you're going to respond. Do you think it's hard to walk a fine line on who talks to the media after a game?
Ooh, sorry, who asked this question?
Shep.
Sounds like Shemp. The old Three Stooges. Wasn't there like a third stooge named Shemp, or am I making that up? I think so.
You're asking the wrong guy.
I think it was Larry, Curly, and Mo, and then I think there was a guy named Shemp. But anyway, now I've gone way off base. It is a hard, like, again, and now in this job, now you see the opposite side of, you go to ask a guy, hey, you want to talk to the media, talk to the media. And, we touch wood to this point, we haven't had a guy post game come to us and say, I'm not talking. Now, we've had guys that run hot and probably need an extra 5 minutes. But again, you know what? I'll pass along a fun interaction I had earlier this season. And you might remember, Linus Ullmark had the game against Vegas, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago in Vegas. And Linus came out to speak to the media, and he was like, I just cost the team.
Yes.
You remember this? He was very much took accountability.
Yeah.
And afterwards, I walked back with him to the locker room, and I said, hey, listen, like, I appreciate you coming out after losing. You gave up 5 goals. I said, I appreciate, A, that you're willing to come out, but B, I really appreciate your accountability. And I think the players and the fans will appreciate, they're just looking for accountability. And you know what he said to me? And I thought this was great. He said, I will always be available. That's my job. And he said, that's what we did in Boston. That's what we're going to do here. I said, okay, this is great. And that's great. Like that. So when you think about Boston, what do you think about? You think about culture. You think about, things being baked into the culture. That's what we got to do here. Bake accountability into it. And it helps when your goaltender comes out after a tough performance is like, yeah, I'm willing to talk, and I'm not happy, but I'm willing to talk.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's a good point. I remember that too. He came right after the game, and he went a little too far. I thought, like, it wasn't all on him, but
exactly. I was like, whoa, this guy's really going.
Yeah.
Those aren't the notes I gave you.
Let's stick to the script. God damn it!
What are you doing?
I know your phone's going off, so we'll let you go. As always, it's nice to see you, my friend.
Yeah.
Even though you treat me completely different than you used to when we were friends.
Exactly. Now I'm actually treating you with respect because I have to.
You just walk by me now and don't pay any attention.
My phone keeps. Who's this M. Andlauer that's phoning me? I don't know. No.
He wants to come back on the show. Anyway, tell him thanks for stopping by.
Yes.
In all seriousness, I'd love to do this, and like, because it's something that we need to do a better job of. It's like listening to our fans, and making sure that they know that they're being heard, and then figuring out how we solve the problems or issues or challenges, all those things. So I have to use this as
Mendes mailbag. I got it. It's done.
Brought to you by Canada Post.
Brought to you by Canada.
Right, too soon. Yeah.
Maybe UPS.
All right.
Amazon.
Okay.
You're on
Love
Amazon
it, guys.
on Monday.
Thanks for having me.
See you, pal.
Thanks for stopping by. That was good. Good stuff. That's good podcasting right there, Wally. That's good podcasting right there.
Is that how it's done?
That's how you do. That's how you podcast.
Okay, before we wrap this up, I got to get my notes for this, but there is a birthday coming up of a friend of ours who watches the show a lot. It's his 70th birthday. All right, so hang on. Do we have the pic I sent you, Jake? So his name is Dave Hansen. He's the guy in the back with the Sens hat on. It's his 70th birthday. So there are 3 Hansen brothers of this group: Dave, Derek, and Doug. And in the 90s at the Corral Center back in the time, they met up with the real Hansen, or I guess the real Hansen brothers, and they posed for this picture. So you got 6 Hansen brothers all together having a fight, if you will. That's awesome. I just wanted to say happy birthday to Dave. I know you listen to the show. It's on Saturday. I know that. So enjoy your day.
Happy birthday, Dave. Yeah, enjoy it. And I think I remember that. Would you know what year that was in 90, Wally?
The picture only says
well, you said Corral Center. So
late 90s at the Corral Center.
I remember that. I remember when the Hansons came. They came by because I was playing at that time. Those guys they used to tour around everywhere and stop there and do rings. So it was lots of fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I will announce the winner of the Calgary tickets on Twitter tomorrow, just so you know, on Friday. We will see you. I'll see you, Yorkie, at the game tonight.
Do we
don't
get
forget
our
to
pick?
bring your
Do we get
little
our
assistant.
we get our picks in tonight? Are we still doing our picks?
Oh, we can absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I'm taking Ottawa tonight. I think they right the ship tonight. I think Allmark has a nice bounce back game, and I think the little message that Coach Green gave to his team yesterday in practice about coming and playing with some passion, I think they follow through and beat a Vegas team that has not been close to the same they are at home, because that's a tough building to play in. And I don't care about their history here. I think Ottawa gets off the schneid and beats Vegas.
So I'm going to go because I just want to be contrarian to you, and Charlie can't get all the attention. I'm taking a Vegas victory here, but I believe David Perron will score tonight.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, he's been through a lot. That tough go. Well, we shall see. Going to be a good one tonight. I'm going to be at the game, Wally. I know you're going to be there, so I'll send you a text of what box I'm in.
Oh, I get invited?
You're getting invited, buddy. You're getting invited. Yeah.
We'll have to take a picture for this monumental occasion.
Maybe we will.
Thank you to Michael Andlauer and Ian Mendes for stopping by, and thank you as always to Eric, who takes care of us, and Jake, our producer. We will see you on Monday, everybody. Thanks for a great week.
Have a good one. Enjoy the game.
Thanks for tuning in to Coming In Hot. If you enjoyed the show, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to never miss an episode.